Welcome to another episode of You Know Ball.
I don't know why I didn't say anything.
I know that felt weird. I'm not gonna lie.
I am so sorry. Let's do that again.
You Know
Ball, baby.
Brought to you by the Run the Play
Network.
Here we go. Philly Phil, how you feeling today? You knocked down Jordan? You're that much of a LeBron fan?
Man, maybe I am. Maybe I am.
Just don't knock down the Kobe one.
Oh yeah, that one. We
don't touch that one.
We don't touch
that one's
that
holy. Oh, how you feeling, Phil?
My man, I'm doing pretty good, man. This was a good week for the NBA, man.
It was.
A really good week, a really drama-filled week, and a really explosive week for the Western Conference, man. Like, what the heck? How do you feel about the Western Conference standings, bro? Like,
I feel good, dude. I mean, this is kind of, not to be that guy, but I feel like I did a pretty good job predicting it. I think the only team I missed on was Memphis.
Where'd you have Memphis again?
I think I had them top 3. I think so.
I mean, they were 2 for a second. It's just the Wild Wild West, man.
Yeah, for real. So, I mean, it got ugly for them, especially without Jenkins. But they heated up again, too. So, I mean, bro, I don't know. The West is going to be competitive for sure this year. I mean, like, if the Thunder don't come out of the West, if the Thunder were wiped off the face of the earth, I don't know who I would pick to come out the West.
Yeah.
There's so many good teams in the West.
But also, before we go on, I want to give a quick shout-out to Jalen Wells. That was a nasty injury, and we wish him a speedy recovery and prayers to him and the family, but that was scary, bro.
That was crazy. Yeah, I heard he got he's out the hospital now, which is good. But yeah, shout out Jalen Wells. Let's get into our first topic, which is Western Conference related.
Yes,
Lakers versus Thunder. Before we talk about the basketball aspect, I just kind of want to say something that I've been saying all year. Two things. First thing, and I think at this point, Phil, I feel like you could agree with this now.
Yeah.
Your fan base is the worst fucking fan base in basketball. Your fan base is fucking awful, bro.
We're crazy.
Awful.
We are, but we're passionate and I love it.
Like, you would love it, but
I know we're toxic.
No, this is the thing, right? You could be crazy, you could be passionate. I think delusion is where I have the problem. And your fan base is fucking delusional, bro. it like I know that betting site put Jokic to the Lakers out because Laker fans are gonna bet on that shit because that's how fucking delusional y'all are. With all that being said, we posted a while ago. I said Laker fans, know your role. You remember that?
Yeah.
I had motherfuckers comment on that recently. Bookmarked it after the first game that y'all won. And then I go back in the comments after we win, responding to comments, and motherfuckers want to get sensitive, right?
What'd they say?
Oh, people are like, oh, bet, bro. Yeah, I bet I watch more basketball than you.
Man.
Bro, and this is my problem, right? I feel like a lot of your fan base gets all their knowledge from basketball just off of watching the Lakers, you know? When you know me, I'm a freak, bro. Like, I watch Hawks Magic. I'll watch the games that we in the trenches for.
I like out of all the games you were like, I watch Hawks Magic.
I watch Hawks Magic. I mean, I watch Utah. I was watching Utah Portland every night. Like, I love the game, you know. So don't come on here telling me you watch more basketball than me. Don't tell me you know more ball than me. Don't. It's okay to be a casual. I don't have a problem with being a casual. I have a problem with being a dickhead. And that's the shit I'm not cool with. Like, that's lame to me. With all that being said, y'all did beat us the first time. I'm not going to knock your game, but I mean, shooting 60% is not a thing that's going to happen consistently. And you could agree with that from 3.
I don't know, man. I think we've been doing better at shooting the 3 ball.
I agree. And I think you guys could shoot it at a good rate. But 60%, Phil, that never has happened in NBA history.
That's true. Maybe I'm just more leaning into the fact that maybe now we're going to make, like, I feel more comfortable now if somebody were to be like, we're going to make 15 threes a game. I feel like we're going to make 15
That's
threes.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
So 60%, yeah, maybe it's not going to happen, but I feel like we might get close.
So, right, to me, that is... I get that Luka got thrown out in our game, right? So, both of them had some flukiness to it. I'll be transparent and I'll put that out there. But don't act like Luka getting thrown out isn't equivalent to the Lakers shooting 60% because that shit is not realistic against one of the best defenses in NBA history.
Well, what do you mean? What do you mean? Do you mean like so the first game we won against you guys? You're saying that's a fluke, but you're saying the Luka getting kicked out.
I think both have. I think this is what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay, my bad. I'm just a little confused. That's all.
When the fan base goes out and celebrates the first game, which is cool, and says Thunder are frauds, Lakers are going to win the championship, but then loses a game and say the Thunder treated it like a championship game and all this bullshit and makes excuse like it's the same thing to me. You know, like both teams won a game, whatever. I feel like it's more likely that Luka gets thrown out of a game than the Lakers shoot 68% again from three. Because that shit just does not happen in the NBA.
Okay. I understand what you're saying.
You feel me? And that's all I'm saying. So just, I don't know.
I feel better about our chances playing you guys a little bit now. Because before I was thinking there's no way we could play you guys. It's probably going to be 4 or 5. But now I feel like we could take it to 6 or 7 and maybe win. That's what I'm feeling like.
That's fine. But I think saying y'all whoop our ass or y'all are a favorite or the Thunder are frauds is delusion. That's delusional.
Yeah, but you know us Laker fans, we're crazy.
I just think don't talk to me about basketball if you're a dumbass fan, right? Laker fans, know your role. I'm going to keep on saying it. Know your fucking role. Because a team that wins 65 games and beats you cannot be a fucking fluke. We won 65 fucking games.
I know, but like...
I get it. There's some bullshit that happened. Yeah. But we won 65 games. You're just another fucking team to us. That's a fluke. That's not a fluke.
I feel that, but...
You feel me? You guys are pushing 50. We're pushing 70. There's levels to this shit. How many 70-win teams are there, Phil, in history? 2.
Not a lot.
How many 50-win teams are there in history?
Wait, how many wins do you guys have now?
We're 66. We could probably finish with 68.
Okay.
But how many teams get 68 wins in history? Probably like 8, 7.
Yeah.
How many teams get 50 wins? That shit'll take you fucking months to count out, boy.
I feel you.
You know, so it's just there's levels to this shit.
I know.
Know your fucking role.
I know. It's just all right. So in that last game, how did you feel? Isaiah, you good?
No, nothing.
What'd he do?
I looked up the Grinch's dog's name.
Never mind. I thought he was looking up the stats thing. My bad. I thought he was
doing
stats. My bad. But going back to my question. So going to the Luka ejection. Me and you had a little debate, and obviously it's basketball.
I was trolling in the group chat though. After we won, everything I posted on social media was trolling. I'm not gonna lie, because I know your fan base is prone to get a little mad after you guys lose.
Yeah,
we're LA. Like I have a lot of Laker fans that follow me that know me, so I had to.
I know.
I had to go back to my old days, my Twitter troll days.
Hey, I understand when it comes to it because your team, like, we beat y'all on Saturday or Sunday, and it was like, yo, we going in. You gotta get
my
phone
was blowing up on Saturday, boy.
Yeah, I fully get that because when my team loses to the Warriors and Warriors fans talking, I gotta get my get back when we beat them, and the playoffs when we beat them. I was going in on every Warriors fan. But what I was gonna ask is this, because seeing online, a lot of the Thunder and the Lakers fans were debating if no matter what, even if Luka was still in the game, it would still be a blowout win like that.
I don't think it'd be a blowout. I think we would have won. I think how much we beat you by? Like 13?
I think it was 13 or 14. 16.
I think we still could have beat you guys by 10. Mm-hmm. But Luka wasn't playing amazing. He didn't, for Luka standards, obviously. He didn't have he's not a role player or nothing like that. But Luka wasn't playing like, it wasn't like Luka was the best player on the court that night, you know? So that's how I feel on that. Mm-hmm. And also, about the Luka tech, right? Mm-hmm. It was a bullshit tech. I'm glad the NBA rescinded it. But if Luka has one tech, why are you talking shit to a fan in the ref's direction?
I mean,
I just feel like you got to be a little bit more aware than that.
I get that, but I feel like maybe Luka saw that the fan was directly behind the ref, so he was probably like he probably was thinking in his head like, oh yeah, I'm talking crap to a fan. The ref probably knows that because I mean apparently even the Lakers players and I don't even know if OKC players heard it, but Lakers players heard this fan.
Yeah, the Lakers all reacted like they all knew what Luka was doing.
So, I mean, I feel like that ref should have known that he wasn't talking to him. He was talking to the fan, and he should have just let it happen. Because, I mean, we've heard, like, the Kevin Garnett's, the Russell Westbrooks, the Kevin Durant's. They always go in on the fans. So, I'm like, even when the ref's around.
I also feel like Luka Luka and Jokic, I feel like, do the most to refs. You know, they throw their hands in the air. They do a little too much. So I don't blame the ref either. You feel me? Like, that's just... I'm not saying Luka's in the wrong or nothing like that because Luka wasn't talking to the ref. But I'm saying, like, he should be a little bit more aware and, like, tone it down a bit, bro. Because you're putting your team at risk. Like, you can't do that in the playoffs, bro. Yeah. Especially with your... And this is the thing with the Lakers team.
Yeah.
I don't think you guys are built for the playoffs. I don't think you guys are good defensively. I think you guys are very, I don't want to say ISO heavy because you guys swing a lot, but you have like 3 elite level creators and then that's kind of it. Like you don't have anyone that could like work off the bench or nothing like that. I don't trust none of those guys with the ball.
Well, I mean, when this Luka trade happened, I would have agreed with you because I was full on like, yo, defense is going to be terrible and we're not going to...
The defense is terrible, bro.
I don't think so, to
At
be
least
honest.
it looked like that versus us.
I mean, well, that second game, yeah. It was, I mean, that third game, yeah. It was pretty bad. But the second game, I think we had a good defensive scheme where we kind of focus on SGA and just spread out a little bit more. But I'm going to say we do have a pretty good defense. Like, not the best in the stinking NBA, like, not top 5. But I think we have an average enough defense that it still
Where
is
do you
fine.
think they rank?
What do we think we rank?
I'm not talking like statistically or nothing like that, but where do you think their defense ranks? Are they top 10
out of 30
defense?
teams?
Yeah.
I'm going to say we are a top 15 defense.
And
that's average.
I think you're an average defense at best.
But that's what I mean. I'm not going to say we're bad because I don't believe we have a bad defense right now.
But you think that's a bad defense for a playoff team?
I don't know. Well, having an average defense... Yes, going into the playoffs, you want to be top 5.
Yeah.
You want to be top 5 without a doubt. I'm not going to lie. I'm a defensive dude. I've seen it. Teams that are top 5 defensively end up winning the championship. But for this team, I think it works being average because I feel like everybody thinking that we're not that good defensively since Jackson Hayes was our best stinking center, which still angers me. I love that shirt, by the way. But still being able to somewhat stop it, like still being able to double team, like for example yesterday, the way we were collapsing on Anthony Davis because we recognize that's the main creator for the Mavericks. I think that is an important thing to have going into the playoffs since our offense is really good.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to say our defense is bad, but we are pretty average.
Let me fix what I was going to say then. I think personnel-wise, you have a bad defense. I think coaching-wise, JJ does a good job.
Yeah.
That's fair?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's fair. Let's talk about the game a little bit, right?
The Thunder?
Yeah, I didn't watch the first game, I'm not going to lie. But I did watch the second game. And I thought that Austin Reeves gets a very good whistle. And you know I'm not the guy to complain about that, but I feel like he gets a whistle, like a superstar level whistle. And that was the thing that pissed me off because motherfuckers are talking to me about Shea and free throw merchant and whatever. And I really felt like Reeves has a better whistle than a lot of players in the league.
I'm going to agree with that. I'm not hating it because for the longest time, we've been getting some bad calls before Reeves and stuff like that. But now since I've been watching the games and for the last, 2 years of watching Reeves, Brody gets a pretty good whistle and I love it. I don't be getting mad though.
I never seen him complain about not getting a call. Because he always gets the fucking call.
That's true. That's why I'm not going off about, saying the refs need to be investigated, which I don't agree with, and I don't like the fact that we're posting JT Orr's stinking address. Apparently he's from Pomona. I didn't even know that.
Hey, shout
Brody's
out
from
JT
Pomona.
Orr.
But
he's really about it.
Yeah, because area, i.e. California, we're close to that area. But, we got more free throws in both of the last 2 games against OKC, so I can't really complain about that. I didn't see the whole game, so I can't really judge on, the calls were right or this and that, but stats show us having more free throws than OKC in both, so I can't complain.
Yeah.
I can't. But I don't agree with that tech, and I'm glad that the NBA rescinded it.
I also am the type where, the Thunder fans on Twitter were like, bro, look at the free throw numbers. I don't think that's a tell for if a game is called the right way. Because some teams get to the line a little bit more than others. I don't think, other than Shea and J-Dub, we don't have a lot of guys that should be going to the line 5, 6, 7 times. You know who really looked fucking great against you guys? He's been good all year, but looked amazing against you guys. Isaiah Hartenstein looked like Hakeem, bro. That man was everywhere.
I'm so sad, bro.
He was killing.
I'm so mad we never looked at him when he was with the Flippers and the Flippers had him on the 10-day. I'm so mad when he went to the Knicks and then the Knicks didn't even want to pay him and we didn't even want to pay him. I'm like, bro, he's such a good center.
He's so good.
He's so good.
He
but plays his role.
That game versus y'all might have been the best game I've watched from him this year.
Mm-hmm.
He played very fucking well in help. Like, oh my God, he looked good. He had me blushing. He had me blushing.
I'm playing.
He looked cold.
Bro, I kept telling you, bro, Alex Caruso, Isaiah Hardenstein, those ads, they're going to be key for y'all.
Yeah, I mean, Caruso's been cool this year.
He's going to be really good in the playoffs. Just wait.
Yeah, I need to see it. Aaron Wiggins has been a monster for us. Aaron Wiggins has been so good. I really think he's the best value player in the NBA. Like, I'm finally on that train.
But after playing you guys these last 2 games, I really do want to go and play you guys in the Western Conference. I'm not saying we're going to win. I'm not saying we're going to lose, but I just want to see how that matchup goes because I think we are somewhat competition for you guys. Like maybe we don't have the roster like you guys, but I think we can compete with you guys.
I think as far as playoff goes, you guys are the second best team in the West. Mm-hmm. Like I wouldn't go far to say that. I just think my whole thing is there's kind of a big gap between the best team and the second best team to me. And listen, if y'all were a 70-win team and we were pushing 45, I wouldn't be talking to you. You know, like I wouldn't be on that. But that's just how I feel. Like when a team wins, when a team's been this dominant all season, like you got to give them their respect. And I feel like just being disrespectful because I'm a Laker fan and it's fun. Like I get it, it's cool, but don't tell me you know more about basketball than me if this is your perspective. I seen a motherfucker on my Instagram comparing us to the 2016 Hawks.
Huh.
Like, is that not lazy?
That is funny because I'm like, I don't remember a player on the Hawks team being like SGA.
They didn't have a top 5 player in the NBA. Listen,
that was just a good team.
This is my thing. If we were to meet you guys in a playoff series, I think we have the best player in the series. I think we have a better starting 5 than you guys. I think we have a better bench than you guys. And I think we have a better coach than you guys. Is any of that crazy? I think the only thing you guys might have us is you guys are a better offensive team.
Yeah, I'd say so.
But other than that, I feel like those 4 factors win playoff series. Mm-hmm. Maybe not the bench. Maybe the bench is a reach. But I just feel like for us to succeed, Jalen Williams has to hoop. And I feel like he's been kind of inconsistent. Mm-hmm. After that first Lakers game, Thunder fans were like damn near calling for his head, bro. Like they were not fucking with him.
They were mad with him?
Oh, bro, they were like...
Wait, you talking about the second game? Because I'm thinking the whole 3.
The second game.
Yeah.
They were like... Oh, it was like a clip of something of us winning a game, and they were like, see what happens when 8 isn't on the court? I'm like, bro, like, y'all need to...
man.
And that's the thing. Another thing, I talk shit about Laker fans. Thunder fans are probably a top 7 worst fan base. Like,
really?
They're pretty toxic, bro. They're pretty toxic.
I've barely been seeing talk about you guys.
Maybe because I'm in it, like on the Twitter. But I just think to me, you could be a casual fan. Just don't put yourself out there like you're some all-knowing basketball fan. You know, because I've probably watched more like total basketball games this year than I've watched just Thunder games. You know, I've probably, I mean, how many games have been played this year?
Like total
2,000 probably basketball.
I can't tell.
I've probably watched 800. You know, so it's like I'm in it. I'm locked in, or 80. I don't know the math.
That's still good.
You know,
no matter what, that's almost like watching 800 episodes or something.
For real. So I'm locked in every night. I got 2 screens up with League Pass. You know, like I'm in it. Don't act like you're an all-knowing fan when you just watch Laker games. Don't act like you're an all-knowing fan when you just watch Celtics games. When you just watch Thunder games. Like to me, that's just like, it's cool. You could have an opinion on basketball, but don't act like your opinion is fact if you're not watching games.
Yeah.
You know, like the people that were like, after the All-Star break when Paolo came back from injury and he was bad, everyone's like, Paolo's been trash all year. Did y'all not watch the beginning of the season when motherfuckers were acting like he could win MVP?
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, I don't know. It's NBA fandom to me is I think I just need to stay off Twitter. I think that's my...
I've been trying to stay away from it a little bit unless it's my Laker faithful because they just keep me up with who I want to like, who they want to sign next year, or who's doing this, who's doing that.
But I mean,
they watch the eye test.
I watch enough other teams to know who you think the Lakers should get.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like I don't need Thunder Twitter to tell me nothing about. Maybe like college basketball stuff.
Yeah.
I could touch that up a little bit, but I feel like I've been a little bit better. But yeah, I mean, we talked about two teams for long enough. Let's go into our next segment. But before we do that, let's hear a word from our sponsor.
Man, okay, LeBron hit my parlay. Let's get it. Oh shit, he hit it?
Yeah, bro. Look at this.
I won $200. I tailed your parlay.
How the heck did you win $200?
I used Boom Fantasy. I used their pick and spin, spun the wheel, got 10 times my money.
Bro, you gotta hook me up.
If you use code RTP, you could get a risk-free bet up to $100. Let's get back to the video.
All right, Phil. You want to talk about Draymond?
Let's do it, man, because this is the weirdest news to me right now.
It is. It is definitely crazy. So, Draymond Green from February to March went from plus 500 to minus 140, betting odds wise for Defensive Player of the Year. Between that time, Draymond went on his podcast and pretty much said like, "Oh, like I'm gonna keep working for Defensive Player of the Year. I deserve it. I know I deserve it. I should get it. Whatever." I missed something?
No. I'm just listening to you say that.
So that's kind of what it was.
Yeah.
And then the odds shifted after he said that. To me, you know I don't love Draymond. I'm not mad at Draymond for this. Like, I feel like any good defender should be saying this. I'm more mad at the media because Draymond should not be the Defensive Player of the Year this year.
Yeah.
That's simply put.
Yeah.
Right now, Draymond is minus 200. Evan Mobley's plus 325. Lou Dort is plus 600. Zubac is plus 7,500. Dyson Daniels, I think, is plus 8,000. And Amen Thompson's plus 15,000.
Oh, I didn't even think about Amen.
Amen Thompson needs to have a little bit more respect for this award because I think he's a better defender than Draymond.
1,000%. And the fact that he can play the guard position or the 4 is really cool to me. But, like, the reason why I have a problem with Draymond winning this is because, well, like you said, you named all these players. But to me, especially since we're seeing record numbers from the Thunder of them having a defensive rating just like the Bulls in the past or even those best defensive teams, I think that it should either be Evan Mobley, OKC, or nobody. It needs to be somebody from one of those teams. If you guys compare, like, I don't know why SGA isn't in the conversation. I need to stop hitting this thing. I don't know why SGA isn't in this conversation. I don't know why Jalen Williams and Isaiah Hardenstein with Lou Dort isn't in this conversation. Because if it's not going to be Evan Mobley...
Lou Dort's number 3, actually.
Yeah. Number 3. So Lou Dort, I'm okay with that. But the fact that none of those, like, it's just Evan Mobley and Draymond Green, and that's how the media is putting it out to be.
It's dumb.
I don't like that. And the fact that the media has more of the reins to vote for a DPOY and that could happen, I'm like, if Draymond Green wins this award, I'm not going to be happy. Evan Mobley deserves it in my eyes, 1,000%. They may not be the overall number 1 seed, but they've held it over the Celtics in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
And there's a reason for that.
And he's been a huge part in that, bro.
That too.
You could argue, Donovan Mitchell's been good this year, but you could argue Evan Mobley's their best player. I don't think that's ridiculous to say because defensively, I think he's the best player. I mean, Wemby's hurt, but I think he's the best defensive player in basketball. And then he still gives you 16 and 10.
Yeah.
Like, that's playing next to a center. You know, like, he could be 18 and 13 if Jared Allen didn't exist.
But also, I'm like, if they're saying, like, oh, but the versatility, then, I mean, we need to be talking about Jalen Williams or thinking Lou Dort for versatility then.
Yeah.
Like, if we're going to talk about Evan Mobley not being as versatile, give it to Lou Dort.
Yeah.
Don't give it to Draymond, though. We're not rewarding that. Like, I've been watching the games. Like, I've been watching Warriors games because it's like, okay, like, if he's in Defensive Player of the Year conversation, let's see how he plays. They play the Rockets. Everybody's hyping him up because he's guarding Alperen Sengun. Alperen Sengun still had a pretty good game, and he got himself attacked. Because what I'm annoyed about is Draymond gets away with so much more physicality than anybody else, and I don't understand why. Like, and I'm going by eye test. I'm not trying to go by analytics, nothing. I'm watching the games, and I'm seeing he's allowed to put his hands on people. Like, what he was doing to Alperen Sengun at the start of the game was ridiculous. Like, I've never seen a player being able to put both hands on a player in front of a ref. Alperen Sengun's pointing it out. Alperen Sengun gets the ball. He tries to rise up for a shot. His hands all over his chest doing this, elbow, this and that, and he's still swiping at his hands. And he's missing it. And Alperen Sengun's getting mad, and everybody's thinking, oh, you're just a wimp. What is he supposed to do with all those hands around him?
Getting fouled.
Huh?
He's getting fouled.
That's what I'm saying.
You know?
So then I'm watching the game yesterday. There's 3 possessions that should have been fouls on Draymond Green. I don't know how many fouls he had against the Spurs or whatever, but there was 2 times he pushed or kicked or whatever Keldon Johnson when he was under the basket. Should have been a foul. Even with Jimmy Butler on a couple possessions, he was fouling a couple of people, but I don't understand why those 2 or even Draymond in general are getting away with hand touches or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's the refs are human, so at a certain point they're like, I don't want to hear from Draymond after every fucking whistle because he's annoying, bro. I mean, like my whole thing with Draymond Green, and I've been saying this offensively and defensively, he makes so many amazing plays, and then he makes so many terrible plays. You know, he's the Russ, bro. He's a Russell Westbrook type of player where it's like, damn, that was a nice-ass play. And then the next play, it's like, bro, where the fuck were you, you know?
That's true.
Everyone could blame everyone else because Draymond's this leader and he controls the whole defense and points and shit. But, bro, like, he's fouling, bro. Like, every other player can't get away with the shit that Draymond Green gets away with, you know? So, I would give... Honestly, I think Zubac needs more respect for this award. Zubac, to me, that Clippers defense, I think, has been a top 5 defense, I want to say, this year. And a lot of that, it's not like personnel. I mean, it's Chris Dunn, James Harden, Kawhi, obviously, but like Kawhi isn't even locked in like that. It's Zubac, bro. Zubac is a monster this season. Like, I really think Zubac might be the most underrated player in the NBA. Is that crazy to say?
No, that's not crazy. I've barely been hearing media about it, and the fact that he got a triple-double yesterday and I barely heard about it is crazy.
I didn't even know he had a triple-double.
He had a triple-double yesterday.
I wanted to go to that game. I was going to go to that game.
Lucky man.
But I fucking had a meeting with my professor. Anyway, I think he's top 20, top 25 in the NBA right now. That might be wild to y'all, but watch Zubac game because that man has elevated himself to another level. Speaking of a team that has done the opposite and tanked their level, the Phoenix Suns.
Oh, man.
The Phoenix fucking Suns are a very interesting team. Before the season, I don't remember their GM's name, but the GM said all 29 other teams would swap their entire rosters and their entire picks for it.
I got mad when he said that.
I
got mad.
At least me as a Thunder fan, I wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
I don't think honestly, the Phoenix Suns might be in the worst situation as any NBA team in the league. Now they're officially out of play-in contention. For a team with Kevin Durant, who's inarguably a top 10 player in the NBA. Devin Booker, who's inarguably a top 20 player in the NBA. Bradley Beal, I mean, he fell off a cliff, but Bradley Beal was respectable. Grayson Allen was the best catch-and-shooter in the NBA last season. How do you go from 3 years ago? If you told me the Suns had the worst management in the NBA, I would have called you fucking crazy. When they were in the finals, I would have called you fucking crazy. Like, how could they be bad? McHale, whatever. The whole roster was like very well put together. And then they just sold out. They sold their soul. That's what happened. So what do you think is next for the Suns?
Bro, this is so complicated because without a doubt, you cannot go into next season with this.
No.
There's no way of like going into that, whether it's the locker room, meeting, somebody's house, and you're telling the whole team, we can do this better next year. There's no way. Like, how many games did they win? They won 35 games in the West. 35. Now I know the West is hard. I know it is. But Dallas? Dallas is in the play-in. And they lost all their players.
Yeah, that is crazy.
They lost all of their players. Some came back, yes. AD came back. But they lost a lot of their players for that time. And it blows my mind that I know Kevin Durant got hurt. But you guys had him for most of the year and still can't make the play-in. Not the playoffs. The play-in. The one thing I'm thinking, you don't have your draft picks. So that really screws you up. Apparently there's something saying the Rockets might even try to trade you all their draft picks back if you give them Kevin Durant, but I don't even know if the Rockets should even do that.
Hell no.
And then now you have the whole situation of Bradley Beal.
That
contract, oh my gosh.
So this is what my game plan would be for them, right? If they'd plot me in the office. I would probably trade KD. I think you find the best deal for him. I would trade Booker. I mean, I love Devin Booker. Again, I think he's a top 20 player. But I think you got to go hard rebuild and have a lot of really bad years. I know they don't own a lot of their future picks, but I think just blowing it up and getting assets for these guys, especially Booker right now, because you would get a lot if you traded Devin Booker right now. It's not like he's like a disgruntled star that's
he's still good.
Trying to force his way out. Exactly. He's young, too. And I think you just keep Bradley Beal's contract. I don't think you're going to get anything for it. Like, you just let him be a locker room guy, and you hire Taylor Jenkins. I think I know how you feel about him, but Taylor Jenkins is one of the best developmental coaches in the NBA. Mm-hmm. I think kind of undoubtedly. I mean, what he's done with those Grizzlies guys, and he elevated all those guys to another level. Mm-hmm. I think I give Taylor Jenkins a lot of credit for that. Mm-hmm. And I think if you're a rebuilding team, Taylor Jenkins might be the guy for that. Maybe if you want to compete for a championship, the Grizzlies didn't feel like that. Maybe the Suns could fire him and replace him after he develops their talent. But, I mean, the Suns are a good drafting team. They got the 29th pick probably this year because they have Cleveland's pick.
Yeah.
But their last draft picks were Ryan Dunn, Oso Ighodaro, Tamani Kamara.
Like that.
Jalen Smith, who might be the biggest miss on here. But Cam Johnson, Ty Jerome, Mikal Bridges, and DeAndre Ayton.
Holy crap.
Like, that's a very high hit rate.
They drafted Ty Jerome?
Yes, they did. That's a very high hit rate. But they just can't retain it. None of these guys other than Dunn and Oso are on the team anymore. They can't retain talent. And that's on them because they trade everything away for, like, the coolest new toy. Mm-hmm. But I think at number 29 this year, I could see Walter Clayton going there and being a fun, like... Walter Clayton's the pick if they don't trade KD and Beal.
Yeah.
Like, and Booker. Like, you just go run it back, get a more developed veteran, senior type of guy.
Draft a point guard, man.
If they blow it up, I think Thomas Howell would be cool here as a project because you just have everything open for him, let him cook. Mm-hmm. Or Hugo Gonzalez, who's a prospect from Spain, another project guy. Huh. Like, there's not a lot of project type of guards late in the, like, late first, early second. Mm-hmm. So I think those would be the three names I would throw out for them to kind of get them in the right direction.
I have two questions for you, if you don't mind.
Let's go.
So, how much of the blame should go towards Coach Bud?
I don't think any, because I wouldn't put it on Bud. I think this roster has a lot of holes. Mm-hmm. Like, that's how I feel, and we're going to talk about it later, but about Mike Malone. Like, I think that roster is just not a good roster. And I feel like when coaches get fired, this is talking about Mike Malone damn near directly, but when a coach gets fired, I feel like it's when an organization doesn't know what to do. So they're like, all right, let's just fire the coach, and then we'll figure it out after that. And it's never – I feel like majority of the time that's not the right answer. Mm-hmm. But that's like where NBA teams opt to. I think Bud is a really good coach. Mm-hmm. I really do. I think Bud is a top 10 coach. I think he gets a lot of disrespect, but I think offensively he knows how to scheme very well. And I had the Suns high this season because I thought this team would be a good offensive team.
Yeah.
But it's just like I want to go to the roster, bro. Like, they don't have shit. They really, it's a good big three. Mm-hmm. And, like, I give the Lakers credit for this because they have a very good big three and kind of their roster's more filled than the Suns roster. But, like, role players.
Well, I feel like it's the point guard position that messes them up, the Suns, though.
I think it's, like, everything, bro.
I don't know.
Listen to these guys, bro. Grayson Allen, who's had a down year. I think if Grayson Allen was hooping, then this team's a lot better, but he's just not. Mm-hmm. Bol, who's like Jalen Bridges, I don't know who that is. Ryan Dunn, and I'm not naming Booker or KD or these guys. Colin Gillespie, who's been surprising this year. I think he's had a very good year. Mm-hmm. Oso, Tyus Jones has been disappointing this year. Damian Lee, Cody Martin, Micic, Monte Morris, Royce O'Neal, Mason Plumlee, Nick Richards, Ty Washington. Dude, if you take the big three off this roster, this team wins 2 games.
To me, I just feel like you have a lot of good role players, but then the one thing that's missing to me on that is, wait, don't they have Mason Plumlee?
I did say Mason Plumlee.
He
was one of the last names.
I feel like you're just missing
a point guard
in the actual starting point guard. I'm not trying to knock Devin Booker because he's done a really good job of standing in that position, but he shouldn't have to play the point guard. He should be the shooting guard. I feel like Tyus Jones and Colin Gillespie, along with Grayson Allen, those guys are really good, but they're not starting point guards.
I agree.
So I feel like maybe, like, if they were to be able to draft a Walton Clayton Jr., I feel like that'd be a fun little backcourt to do a Walton Clayton Jr. with Devin Booker, but I feel like you need to get a star, like a I'm not saying they're going to get this guy, but a Dylan Harper type point guard or a stinking
They can't, bro.
Kasparis type point guard, somebody like that.
They can't though because they don't have their first.
Yeah,
I think a dude that would fit there would be D'Angelo Russell. I think D'Lo would be
1,000%.
Malcolm Brogdon.
Yep.
I think Malcolm Brogdon would fix a lot of this team's problems. Schroeder. Schroeder would help out a lot.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at free agents. I think Chris Paul was like a bad decision to get rid of him. Because Chris Paul, even though he's old, like Chris Paul would just fill a lot of what they need out of a point guard, you know?
After yesterday's game, he still got it.
He still got it. Yeah. So I just think blow it up. I don't think any of those free agency signings are realistic. And I do think like those guys fill their holes, but I don't think this team is that good anymore. Like I just don't. I mean, maybe sure, run it back, prove me wrong. But if that's what y'all are gunning off of, go ahead. Like, you know, like I don't really believe in that. So
I got one more question. Are 3 stars on one team the problem, or is KD with 2 other stars the problem?
I personally am anti the big 3 teams. I just think like when you put a big 3 together and you don't have depth, like there's not much you could do. You know, unless your big 3 is LeBron, Dwayne Wade, or Chris Bosh, like it's hard, or KD, Curry, Clay. Like it's not a realistic way to build a team. You know, it's a realistic way to sell out seats, get jersey sales, do all that, but I don't think it's I don't believe in it. I don't think I think the way we've done it is the right way. I think the way Boston's done it is the right way. Cleveland picked up Donovan Mitchell but rebuilt their team the right way. Like I think the way that those teams, I mean, when teams chase that, you look at the Hawks. They made the conference finals, trade for DeJounte Murray, shit the bed. You know, like you just gotta be better, bro.
Yeah,
you gotta be better. I think you gotta. My thing is you should draft and fill out your roster, and then if you can't draft a star, you sign someone like that, you know, and then you have them like, hey, we got a great young 5, KD, come play with us, like what Houston's doing, you know, like I think that is a fine way to do it, but I think doing this whole like, we got KD, Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and then we got fucking Colin Gillespie. Like, I'm not tripping about Colin Gillespie, bro, you know?
That's true.
Because basketball's 5-on-5. I'll just double KD. You know, KD's going to have his nights, but that's not going to win you a playoff series. You feel me? So, I don't know. I have no clue.
I'm in favor of 2 superstars and then the rest just be role players. That's what I'm in favor of. I like that. I like
think
that format.
With this apron stuff, sorry.
No, you're good. You're talking about the first and second apron, right? The whole threshold and like how it's gotten harder to even like. Well, I mean, has it gotten harder to like retain players, or is it more like to get 3 stars and to have to get 3 superstars and to try to get role players around them?
I think that's what. I think the way to do it now, my bad, guys.
No, good.
The way to do it now is to draft your team and build your team, build your role players up, and you just have to hit on your draft picks every year, especially for smaller market teams, because if you don't hit on your draft picks, it's kind of hard to sign talent.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at what we did, and we had to, like, overpay for Isaiah Hartenstein, right? And it's worked out for us, but, like, even as a Thunder fan, what's he getting?
I think he's getting 25.
Like, he's not worth
or
that.
15. It's either 25 or 15. I know there was a 5 on it.
It's just not. I don't think he's worth that. 3-year, 87. So,
he's getting 30.
Yeah, like that's.
Whoa.
He's a dog, right? And he's great, but you have to overpay to sign guys at this point, you know. So I think you just have to hit on your draft picks and develop them correctly. Last thing we're gonna talk about today. Mike Malone getting fired and Calvin Booth going with him. This was crazy. I'm not going to lie.
This was the craziest news, in my opinion, of the week.
Yeah, I think so. It was the most out of nowhere, bro. It was left field for sure. So with the Taylor Jenkins firing, I did my own research and it made sense. With this one, to me, it really just seems like I said earlier, like we don't know what to do, so we're just going to fire Mike Malone.
Yeah. This was messed up.
I think Calvin Booth should have been gone.
Oh, yeah.
He should have been gone.
Yeah. Well, why do you think he should have been gone?
I mean, you let KCP and Bruce Brown walk, which is fine. Mm-hmm. But then you don't fill their spots. So, like, Westbrook is a guy I like, and I feel like he's taking blame now for some reason. But I don't think he is KCP, Bruce Brown, you know? Like, even Bruce Brown anymore isn't amazing. But I think you can't let guys like that walk without a plan, and it didn't seem like they had a plan. Their plan was hopefully Peyton Watson and Christian Brown develop. Mm-hmm. Like, that's, like, cool, but those are, like, late picks. They're not, like, top 3, top 5, top 10 guys where it's like they should be progressing like that. Like, what Christian Brown's done this season is amazing for where he was selected, for what he was projected to be. Uh-huh. Peyton Watson has been very disappointing, but, like, can you even say that about, what was he, a late first, early second guy?
Yeah, I think he was a late first. But piggybacking on what you pretty much said, I think it's unfair to Malone and Westbrook to try to pin it on them, their failures. Uh-huh. I do want to say I see what the media is trying to say. I think they're just saying it the wrong way. So, like you said, trying to have Russell Westbrook fill in KCP and Bruce Brown's role, not a good idea. That's literally what the Lakers tried to do when we tried to have Westbrook fill Montrezl Harrell, Kuzma, and KCP's role when we traded them away. But I do see them going like, I understand firing Calvin Booth, because if you look at it, after 2023 when they won the championship, you don't keep Jeff Green and you don't keep Bruce Brown. So you just try to have Christian Braun play a little bit more minutes and make up for that. You don't win, you get bounced out by the Minnesota Timberwolves. Next year, the way you fill that up, you don't try to keep KCP, you get Russell Westbrook. And now you tell Peyton Watson, okay, now we need you and Christian Braun to fill those minutes. Now you have both of those two starting, and they didn't even know they were going to start now. And I'm not saying they haven't done a bad job. They've done a really good job for this year for what they can do. But losing Jeff Green, KCP, Bruce Brown, and having the guys fill those roles be Peyton Watson, Christian Braun, and Russell Westbrook, that's not going to do you any good compared to what you had in the championship. Like, those guys could space the floor and those guys could play defense. Like, literally. That's what they did. They were 3-and-D players that did the role. When Nikola Jokic would go out, their small ball lineup with Jeff Green at the center, perfect. That's what killed us in the playoffs. Uh-huh. Them going to not having a Jeff Green and instead going with, I forgot who the center, DeAndre Jordan.
I think because DJ was there, I think the problem was they drafted Deron Holmes and he got hurt. I think he fixes a lot of the issues that they have, at least on the bench rotation. Mm-hmm. And then I think Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon missed significant time this year. But the big problem, bro, is between Peyton Watson, Julian Strawther, Trey Alexander, Jalen Pickett. None of them developed. Or maybe they developed a little bit, but none of them made the jump that the Nuggets need to be a top team in the West, which they were in and out of this season. But since the All-Star break, they've been 11-13. And then the president of the Nuggets, Josh Kroenke, said that there were like trends this season that he didn't like, and he thought were going to be issues long term. But then they would go on a win streak, and it's like you can't fire a guy after a win streak, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, I guess I understand it, but I just don't think it's right. Like, I think Mike Malone has proven himself as a great NBA coach. So I think it's like I tweeted out, it's going to be a great season to fire your head coach. Because
I saw that and I laughed.
Because you could hire Mike Malone or Taylor Jenkins, and, like, he's probably better than your head coach right now.
Yeah.
You know, like, those guys are better than most NBA head coaches. But, yeah, I mean, I'm hoping the best for Mike Malone. I think they fucked up. What do you think, Phil?
I'm just interested in this thing that was posted today, and I was wondering what you think. So, NBA Central posted, players on the Nuggets begin to lose faith in Michael Malone after he gave Russell Westbrook special treatment. Do you feel like that's true?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not in the locker room. I take a lot of that with a grain of salt. Mm-hmm. Like, the same thing they said that he gives Jokic and Jamal Murray special treatment. Like, why would you be... First of all, who on that team has the authority to be mad at that? Because I feel like Aaron Gordon and Michael Porter don't really care about that. They don't seem like they had any problems. So you're telling me, like, Trey Alexander's mad at that? Or Christian Braun? Like, who gives a fuck what they think, respectfully?
Yeah.
You know? So, I don't know. I don't think it's that deep. And then Westbrook, to me, it's like, I don't think he's had special treatment. I feel like early on in the season, the Nuggets and Russell Westbrook got a lot of praise. Like Westbrook is like, oh, he finally found a spot, whatever, and now he's probably going to be out of there next season because of all this extra shit. Like I don't. This sucks to say, bro, as a Westbrook fan, but this could be Westbrook's last stop in the NBA. Like realistically.
I feel like he could still go on a team and still be their sixth man. But
I think so too, like basketball wise. But if you go to the Nuggets and you get a bad rap, the Clippers give you a bad rap, the Lakers give you a bad rap, like that's three places that don't really, like it's gonna be hard to. You feel me? That's kind of how people. That's what happened to Melo. Remember, Melo got cut from the Rockets, and everyone was like, for a year, Melo didn't have a job, and everyone was like, why doesn't Melo have a job? Like, it's because teams talk. Like, that's just what it is. So, I mean, I hope not, but you guys let us know at home. Do you want your favorite team to sign Russell Westbrook? What do you guys think about this Mike Malone stuff? Laker fans, stay in your role. Know your role. Phil, wrap it up, man.
Hey, stay strong, Laker fans. Playoffs coming up. But anyways, make sure to like, subscribe, and follow Run the Play Network on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter. Make sure to hit that bell as well. I'm your man, Phil. This Ant-Man straight at the MCU. We out, and let's bounce.
Bounce, baby. Boom.